My name is May Hong. I am the speaking voice of Mira from K-pop Demon Hunters. And this is Moana Nui podcast. Signing off. Happy fans. Do it with me. Happy fans. Happy Hon.
All right, James and Dana here with Moana Nui podcast with representatives from Shure microphones. Tell us a little bit about the product to start out with. How did you get started developing mics?
Okay, so we are celebrating our 100th year anniversary this year. So we've been 100 years. Shure started out as a radio parts company in 1925, then pivoted to making microphones when the radio got popular, then got into doing military microphones because they needed to be able to broadcast stuff. And then somewhere along the way, they got into phonograph needles because records became popular. So for a long time, we were a radio parts company. Then we were the phonograph company. And then right around the time Elvis became popular, we became the microphone company. So we were the microphone of Elvis. That was a Unidyne microphone. So it was a Super 55. Okay.
That works.
Yes.
See, look, I'm an audio guy. I do video and lighting, kicking and screaming. I don't like video. So if this looks bad, I'm sorry.
And there you go.
We're back in. So where was I? Radio parts company to phonograph company, and then when Elvis became popular, we were known as the microphone company. So that microphone that Elvis used was based on the Unidyne principle. And every microphone that we know in existence today that's a dynamic mic, which means it doesn't use electricity, is based on that principle that Shure developed. Every single mic. So that gave birth to the handheld microphone, SM58. There was a couple microphones in between there, but fast forward to current. The SM58's been out for gobs of years, and it's been the same price for gobs of years. And it's the industry standard. When you need a vocal mic for live, everyone just says, just give me a 58, because you know exactly what it's going to sound like every single time. Everything Shure does is tested. They heat up the products almost to where they melt, and they freeze them to where you can't even touch them. They use synthetic sweat, water, they submerge them, they drop them from 6 stories, and it's got to work. Like, if you're going to use our products to make livelihood, it's got to work. It cannot fail. So that's our number one mission. So, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you. Well, I was going to say fast forwarding today, but like how we got here at Dreamhack, probably like the SM7B has been around for a long time. This was the microphone that Michael Jackson recorded Thriller on. So like, there's some good juju right there. You know what I mean? So like, if it was good enough for Quincy, right? So when gaming and streaming became bigger and bigger and bigger, a lot of people pivoted to this because they see it in podcasts. The thing about the SM7 is it requires a good chunk of gain to get a good result. And a lot of the smaller gaming and like content creator mixers just didn't have enough gain to get going. So the engineers at Shure, there's some very smart people at Shure, they got together and they came up with the MV7, which is kind of like the little brother or sister to this microphone, where instead of needing a real XLR and a real preamp to convert to USB, we made it as simple as possible so you could sound your best. So it was a direct USB microphone. And in that USB microphone, there was a couple different settings you could change. And that evolved into the new MV7 Plus, which we just gave away one here in the show, to where now it's got RGB for gamers that want to make it personalized. Like if you want to personalize it to your stream, it's got EQ compression. It's got some things built in the Motive Mix software to help you get the desired result without you needing to be an audio engineer. So this is, it's not new to us, but like a lot of the products that we have are new. So we're developing more and more and more products for content creators, podcasters, gamers, and streamers every single day. And that's just a little bit about what we do.
Nice. So, as you're discussing your different products for the mics, we're also talking about your headphones. And can you talk about like not only your headphones, but the other products that content creators or podcasters may be interested in?
Yeah. So like we are using the premier podcaster mic. I'm sure you guys see these all over the place. This is like the tried and true. They're really hard to kill. They always sound good. But yeah, like our headphone division has been going for a long time. I'm using the SRH 440s, which are kind of like our run-of-the-mill $99. It's a great result, good reference headphone. The ones you have on are the SRH 840s, so it's one step up. Those are $199. It's going to get a little bit more even frequency response, a little bit more increased bass, increased highs, really good reference point. It really comes down to like what you prefer. Like, what do you prefer to listen to? What do you prefer to mix to? And then the same thing goes with microphones. Like, everyone's voice sounds different. So there's not a one-size-fits-all scenario. That's why we've got, probably 100 mics. I don't know the actual, we got a lot of microphones. So I always encourage everybody to, when they're looking for a mic, like, sure, there's some great ones out there. Like this is kind of almost a one-size-fits-all solution, but I always encourage people to go try a bunch of different ones, especially if you're a singer, and find the one that you think you sound the best on. Or if you're working with an engineer or a front of house person, what do they think you sound best on? Like for my wife, she prefers the Shure KSM9, which is a condenser microphone. So it's different than an SM58 because you can actually choose the different Polaroid patterns, and it's a condenser. So it's got a little bit more off the rip. It's using electricity to pick up instead of just physics. Beyond the headphones, we've also have in-ears. So we have the in-ear monitors that can go in anywhere from $99 to $1,000. So we've got options for all creators, whether you're starting your journey or you're already well in your journey and you just want to add on to the portfolio.
That's what I wanted to piggyback on, because you mentioned that I don't want to say starter mic, but does it come down to more so of a personal preference, or there are certain mics you recommend for certain endeavors? Like, we're podcasting right now. Something specific for them is one that you would differently recommend for someone who sings or streams video games. Like, would you recommend different brands, or does that still come down to personal preference for what the person is using it?
Yeah, I mean, that really comes down to budget and where you are in your journey. If you're a streamer starting out, we've got the new MV6, which is like kind of our entry-level streaming microphone. It comes with everything you need to get going. Comes with a desktop stand, a microphone, and a cable. So out of the box, you can just put it on your desk, plug it in, and you're good to go. And the software that I mentioned earlier works with that microphone, and it helps you guide you along the way to getting a good sound. So like for under $200, you can already get an extraordinary result and sound incredible. And then you can just, if you step up another $100, you're into a whole nother realm, and you get a lot more access to a couple different features, all the way up to the SM7B. Like, this is kind of, I've had so many people say at Dreamhack, like, oh, it's goals, it's the end game. Like, this is a relatively inexpensive mic if you looked at the world of microphones, because there's a new mic you can get right now, it's $40,000. But like, to some people, that's what they need. But to some people, it's way overboard. But for gaming and streaming, our Motive line of products is probably the best place to start. If you don't have an interface, and if you're new to it, MV6, MV7 Plus is where I'd start. And then the MV7 Plus, you can kind of build your own adventure with it, because if you do upgrade to an interface later, there's a physical XLR output on the back. So you don't have to get a whole new microphone. You just stop using the USB and you go XLR. Or if you graduate to a 2 PC setup where you're doing a streaming computer and a gaming computer, you can use both at the same time. So you can send the USB to your gaming computer, and then you could use the XLR to an interface to your streaming computer. So it's a build your own adventure thing. And when it comes to singing, people do use these for singing all the time, live performances, mostly for recording. Very seldom will you see someone using an SM7B in a live setting with a live PA. It has happened before. These are like the quintessential vocal recording microphone. And this is a removable windscreen. So you can actually take this off, and you can put a more like traditional pop filter for recording on this and get a great result. That's what Michael Jackson, Quincy Jones did. Lots of very dynamic singers still use this microphone. But then if you went into more singing, that's when you could also look at our condenser studio microphones, KSM. It's a large diaphragm condenser, I'm sure you could pull up a picture of like a KSM 42, KSM 24. But it's a larger side address, so you sing into the side of it, and that's more of a studio environment.
So, for shows like this, that you have outlets, both podcasts and various outlets that are doing interviews and coverage, what mics or setups do you recommend from your brand that they can look into investing into?
Oh yeah, so it's a lot of the stuff that we talked about now. Like, if you just want to do, I told you I'm an audio guy. This light you can't see in the frame.
At all.
The light keeps falling. And look, we're just gonna roll with it. It's day 3 of Dreamhack. If it worked perfect all the time, it wouldn't be a NV. Let's just say that. But yeah, like the Motive line's a great line to invest in. And then in the line of products, that's all of our digital stuff. If you move into analog, that's where we get into SM. And then you can get into, like, the line consists of SM, next step kind of up if you look at the hierarchy of it. And then we made a jump from beta, which kind of topped out around like $249, $299 in US dollars. And then you made the jump to KSM, and that was like a $250 to $300 to $700 jump. So as of this year, I believe it was this year, the year's flown by, we just introduced a new line of microphones called the Nexadyne, which fills that gap. So now we have 4 new vocal mics, 2 new vocal mics, 2 wired vocal mics, and 2 wireless vocal mics. And then we've got a whole new suite of drum microphones, and Shure is always working on new and exciting things. So I'd stay tuned. The NAMM show is typically where we'll announce all of our new product, which happens in January in Anaheim. So if you come to NAMM, you'll more than likely may or may not see some new stuff. We never stop, never stopping.
Just blank with my question. So you mentioned these headsets earlier, because this is great. I mean, this is almost like one step away from noise cancellation, because I can hear you like as clear as a bell, and granted, I can still hear the ambient noise around me. Is that something that you're all looking into as well? Or do you already have like noise canceling headsets?
We do, but it's how say this? That was part of the Aonic line. So we had an entire suite of products called Aonic, and there was Aonic in-ears, and then we had Aonic headphones, and we've got one called the Aonic 50, and that's an ambient noise canceling headset, very similar to like the Apple AirPod Pro Max. That's hard to say. They should just call it something different, like Apple earphones. Or like the Beats or the Bose. It's a step in that direction,
right?
Into the consumer product world. Because Shure is really in the U.S. is kind of 3 buckets. There's what we call events and content small, which is a show like this. So it's small things. So it's microphones, headphones, creator microphones, and then we have events and content large, which are things like Beyonce concerts, the Super Bowl, any major event. Award ceremonies, the Grammys, that's all like a large scale event. That's using our top tier flagship products that you have to rely on. And then we have conferencing. So a majority of our portfolio is conferencing microphones. So we have developed technology to where now you have a microphone that you can stick in a drop ceiling tile, and it looks like a drop ceiling tile, but there's actually 8 lobes that you can steer that'll pick up a 30-foot by 30-foot radius.
Nice.
For Zoom calls, Teams calls, all that kind of stuff. And that really picked up over the COVID shutdown when work from home became a thing and distance learning became a thing. So, and we're not the only one doing it, but we have some secret sauce called IntelliMix that makes it easy for everybody. And all that IntelliMix DSP, a lot of it, the DNA is built in to the Motive line. And these conferencing products are thousands of dollars. So we're talking about R&D from incredible technology like that that's being put into a $200 microphone to make you sound your best. And this is stuff like the president uses. Well, I might not be able to say that. Take it at face value.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we took some of that technology to go to the next step, which we just introduced a mic called the DCA 901. So do you guys watch sports at all, like basketball, baseball?
I'm kind of obsessed with the NFL.
With the NFL?
Yes, a little.
Okay, cool. So we just came out with a new mic called the DCA 901, which takes the conference room technology, but now applies it to live. So imagine having a stadium where you could deploy 3, 4, 5, or 6 of these microphones, and then you at home watching the NFL game, if you have a surround sound system or an Atmos system, now it sounds like you're in the stadium because we're able to take a experiential mix of the environment and pipe that back through the broadcast. Or let me take it one step further. What if you could watch a basketball game and you had those mics on the court and we used AI to remove all the room noise and all you heard was the basketball, the sneakers on the court, the hoop swoosh, the guys hollering. It's here. It's coming. So like radio parts company, phonograph company, microphone company, we are a full-blown technology company now. And that's our biggest message that we're trying to get across. Is like, we're not going anywhere. We're not going away from this. But we are absolutely working on some very new and exciting things.
I mean, talk about your immersive environment.
Yeah, I mean, everything is immersive. Everything needs to be experiential. Think about gaming and creating.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you just sit there playing a game and you got to be an entertainer. You got to be immersive. You got to bring them in your world.
Right.
And if you can do that, you'll hold an audience. And I'm just talking to so many creators today, like, it's all about entertaining. It's all about entertaining. And how do we get the best possible result with audio equity and making sure everybody can hear everything and making sure everyone feels good when they hear themselves? You know what I mean? Like, that's what we're all about. We just want to make sure everyone sounds the absolute best they possibly can, whether you're behind a keyboard in a small club, you're playing the Grammys, you're playing a basketball game, you're the CEO of a company, you want to get your message out, we want to make sure you're heard.
Yeah, these are great because I'm have these headphones on. It's like, I wish I had these 2 years ago when I was still playing Destiny 2 PvP mode, because one of the things is that, you know, we had a couple of friends in our clan who didn't have a mic or they didn't have a headset and they were just trying to use a controller to do them. It's like, nah, you need a headset. And if I had this headset, I could hear those Titans running up behind me trying to sneak punch me in the back of my head, but alas. Bungie. Get better, Bungie. But no, these truly are wonderful because, I mean, you're basically like 3 feet away from me, but it sounds like you're right here in my ear. Like,
yes.
So these are great.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I have at my desk when I'm at home. And these are the 440 and the 840. They've been around for a long time, but these are the new revisions. So we made a couple changes. Like, instead of having a squiggly cable, it's just a straight cable now, so it won't get caught on your shirt or in your hair. We made them a little bit more lighter weight. We improved the correct terminology? The dynamic range of the headphones. So they sound a little bit better. Better reference models for each different model. Made the headband different, and we made them a lot lighter weight, and we also made them to where they lay flat. So our previous headphones didn't do that. So it's a lot of people's pet peeve. So now you can pack them in your backpack.
Yes.
And they lay flat. But I use those on my desk every day for calls, or like if I'm just going to relax and play. Like, my favorite game is Control. I don't know if you ever played that, but it's like a sci-fi Federal Bureau of Control. And there's a lot of nuancy sounds in the background. And like, you can hear like the people creeping up behind you in the headphones, and it's so crystal clear.
Yeah, because that is a very big deal now in gaming, is just to hear everything in the environment. Because you never know, like, especially if you're doing like first person viewpoints where you have to be aware of everything in your surroundings. So these are amazing.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. And a lot of people forget we even make headphones. But I mean, we've been doing microphones for so long. This is just the reverse of a microphone.
Yeah.
It's just wired in reverse. You can use a speaker as a microphone. People did it for a long time. One of the biggest tricks in the studio to get a better kick drum sound on a drum set was to take a woofer from a studio monitor, hang it on a rope, like just dangle it in front of a kick drum from a stand. You know, it looks janky. Trust me, it looked janky. You wire it in reverse.
Okay. And
then you've got a large diaphragm microphone that can take a bunch of SPL and air. So instead of getting like that from the kick drum, it was more of like a doo, doo. So you mix that on the mixer board, and that's where like that big thunderous like 80s kick came from.
Nice.
Yeah. That was an accident. It was a happy accident. And now people are using telephones for microphones just to get that ambient effect.
Yeah.
And you blend it and you layer it in, you blend it, and that's the thing about being a creative. Like, there's no wrong way to do anything. Do you. You
Absolutely.
do you.
Yes.
And like, if people are going to jive with it or people are not going to jive with it, doesn't matter. Don't listen to people on the internet. Internet's not real. Don't listen to them. Do you. Just do you. That's what we do. We have a great time doing it.
So for small businesses, but even corporations that may be interested in purchasing in bulk of your mics and headphones and headsets, how can they reach out to your company to be able to place orders in bulk versus the one-off orders on the website?
Sure. So we have a lot of trusted resellers all around the world. If you go to Shure.com, you can click on Find a Reseller, and then you type in your zip code and you can find someone local. If it's a larger company that wants to buy in bulk, I would still encourage just to reach out to your local reseller. They have access to everything on the catalog, but if it's like a B2B sale, we have a lot of distributors in North America that you can also reach out to that are listed on the website, so that they often stock a lot of the stuff, so they'll have a couple hundred on the shelves versus like the music stores might have 10 or 50 on the shelf. So you can buy them through just distributors. You can also go to the Shure.com website. You can look at the mic. You can click on buy it online. It'll tell you who all has it. All the like normal, all the people you buy from every day that you know and love, without naming them directly, they all carry Shure. But I will tell you this: be weary of too good of a deal, because as popular as these have gotten and the Motive stuff has gotten, there's been a lot of counterfeit stuff on the market.
Yes.
So always buy from a Shure authorized reseller. Always. If this microphone is, I had to write it down. I've been talking prices all day. $439 MAP US, which is minimum advertised price, and someone's selling it for $79.
Yeah.
It's like if someone's selling a friggin' Honda Civic for $100, you'd be like, okay, what's
Wrong?
wrong with it, man?
No
What's wrong with
engine,
it?
no battery, no
Yeah.
muffler.
Yeah, Shure.com, and you can pretty much find everything there. All of our social media is just at Shure on X, Blue Sky, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. We're kind of all over the place. Oh no, you're good. It's day 3 of Dreamhack.
Yes.
I can't believe I'm even still talking. It's been. This is my first Dreamhack.
Same.
And like, I gotta admit, we can cut that. Boom. I gotta admit, I was a little naive, and I was gonna come here by myself, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll have plenty of breaks.
No.
Nope.
No.
So luckily, I convinced my wife to come with me.
Cool.
So she is now. She's now taking care of the booth, talking about them because she uses all of our products. She had an MV7. She's got an SM7B now. She's used all the products. She has the headphones. She knows how to work this stuff better than I do sometimes. So yeah, I was. Oh, is he here? Oh, nice. I'll get with you in 1 second.
Okay.
We gave away a microphone here at Dreamhack.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
And the winner just got here.
Nice.
So he
nice.
wants to claim his prize. But no, he can wait just a little bit longer. It's a free mic. But yeah, this is our first Dreamhack. Very naive. Didn't know what to expect. I have not stopped talking since Friday at 10 a.m. And just
Sounds about
getting
right.
to meet people like you guys, getting to meet all the creators and hear what they do and hear how you guys work with creators. I love hearing people's stories, and like I just want to help everybody sound great. Like I just want to make everyone feel comfortable and sound great. That's what we're here for.
Absolutely.
That's what we're here for.
That's all I got.
So, as you were talking about future products, you have the mics, you got the headphones, and I was wondering if you're going to make that complete package for content creators of better quality cameras, because my gosh, some of these cameras that people use, we deal with it when we're doing interviews on our show, and we're just like, okay, do you have another external camera, something else you can use? So are y'all looking into going to that, like not only cameras, but how you have your LED lights that someone can get a complete content creator package from your company?
It's a great question, and a lot of thought goes into all that kind of stuff. And I can tell you with certainty that Shure is always working on new and exciting things. New and exciting.
So in the works.
Yeah. Y'all are free to use that anytime you want.
Exactly.
In the works. Got it.
Yeah. We're always working on new and exciting things. Lighting, I don't think so.
Okay.
I can say for certain. But we've been doing the transducer thing for so long. Like, that's kind of our bag. Like, we don't make boat motors. We don't make trumpets. We don't make mixing consoles. We used to. But it's really shifted into making audio a technology that is moving forward. Because, like, right now we're using copper cable to go to an interface to a laptop. Those days are almost gone. Everything's going to Ethernet cables. You know, now with, have you guys ever heard of Dante? It's an audio protocol. It's digital audio network through Ethernet, Dante. So, like, this main stage up here, all the computer audio that's coming out of all the PCs they have in BYOC, every computer comes in as a Dante stream. And then instead of having a big mixer with all these different faders on it, they can just go click, 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 click. And they're not doing a big mixer. There's not a lot of heavy copper. It's just a network. So we're moving very fast into a networked world. I mean, content's king, the internet's here, everything's networked. But you can use that to your advantage to transport audio into places you never thought you could. So that's kind of where we're headed. And with some other new and exciting things, you know, there's a lot coming, you know. No discrete timeline, but, you know, keep your eyes peeled around certain industry trade shows.
And guys, our final question is for those that are interested in getting more information for Shure, following you on social media. What are your website and any platforms that they can follow your company at?
Oh, sure, yeah. So we're on like every social platform you could think. It's just at SHURE. Just like that. It's probably going to be a green logo, ignition green. That's our thing. And then our website is just shure.com. And if you're in the U.S., obviously, if you're watching this from another country, it might be shure.eu or whatever all the different taglines are. Not sure.
Search engines help.
Exactly.
Yes. Google is always a friend.
And is there like a newsletter for people to sign up to learn more about upcoming products and any kind of promotions y'all are offering?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So you can sign up for the newsletter on shure.com, and they're going to let you know our products rarely ever go on sale. And if they do, they'll let you know via newsletter. Or just, you know, find your local dealer, make a good relationship. Your dealers have newsletters as well. So, yeah, any of those different platforms. There's a lot of ways we stay in touch with people in a lot of ways. But newsletters are one. But yeah, I want to say we're probably the most active on Facebook and Instagram, really, I think. Like, there's a presence on X, Blue Sky, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. Like, if you want to interact with the brand socially, I'm pretty sure that's where I see the most posts.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So check it out. We're always here.
Well, of course, we are on the last day of Dreamhack. If you're interested in attending Dreamhack, definitely go to their website or social media to learn more about the other sites because they are worldwide with the locations. So you can get your tickets and also check out what the dates will be for Dreamhack Atlanta for next year. And of course, make sure you like and follow Shure on their social media platforms and sign up for their newsletter and ways to get kept updated on their products and anything that they have coming down the pike that you should be on the lookout for. So once again, everybody, thank you for tuning in with the Moana Nui podcast, and we'll be talking to you all soon. Bye, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
That was so much fun, man.
So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will.
If this the land of the free, it was a freedom then. When they annexed Hawaii and called it Cedar Lands, without any type of payment and no signing off. Called themselves the Republic in 1894. 1.2 million acres overtaken from the native Hawaiians. When they resisted, the West retaliated in violence and erasure. The Hawaiian language is banned as part of colonialism's plan to expand, yeah.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe. As a part of their ongoing war with Asia, used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. The work of all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. We will.
So if you put Hawaii into perspective, well, Black and Asian history is interconnected. Considering the fight with the Pacific, then of course versus Asia, they was treated as a middleman for war, but didn't let the Western colorism run its course. Cause dark skin was a sign of dignity to core. The land was taken in the name of capitalism, when prior to it was an actual kingdom. Clap back at the system.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe. As a part of their ongoing war with Asia, used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. The work of all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. We will.